I was trying to visually search the hunter for weapons when I was startled at a voice behind me. Jerking my entire body around to look, I see the guy from the tavern I'd bumped into. "Good evening, miss." He smiles as he casually strolls over, hands behind his back as he approaches the wall of the roof, overlooking the courtyard and that pacing hunter. "Well, miss, what have we here?" I glance over, meeting those amazing eyes, and he smiles so calmly. He followed me. I've been dodging him ever since I left. My face was deadpan. He looks down, pursing his lips as he watches the hunter and listens. "Come out, little one. My patience is wearing thin," the hunter calls out, causing the man from the tavern to raise a brow. He reaches his hand nonchalantly, offering to shake mine. "Hello. I am Eric, by the way. Has he been taunting you like this the entire time?" Eric points down to the hunter. I gently take his hand and nod in reply. "I'm Ashley. And yeah." Eric smiles. "That's not very gentlemanly of it now, is it?" I giggle, making Eric's smile widen. He moves his foot as if to step on the wall, then off the roof. "Should we go chat with the chap?" I reach out and grab his hand, stopping him. "We aren't going down there, Eric, please." He nods, taking a step back off the parapet wall. "Ah, against conflict. I understand. Shall we wait here then?" He checks his watch and then folds his arms, waiting for my response. I smirk at him snidely. "I was just looking for weapons before deciding on my best approach, okay?" He nods. "I see." Eric steps back, leaning on the wall of the roof. "Let me know if I may be of any assistance. I'll just be right here." And then he begins examining his fingernails as if this was no big issue at all. I raise my brows, pleading softly. Now would work if you have a moment." He glances up, meeting my eyes, and we both smile. I instinctively want to mess with this guy really bad, but I stammer out, and Eric cuts me off. "Ah, new at this? You could spot them, but you haven't had the thrill of the chase yet. Completely natural. I can go handle that if you would prefer. Quick and painless." He looks down at the hunter and smirks. "For us, that is." "Wait." I grab his arm, catching his attention. "We can't just battle him here." Eric smiles, leaning on the wall. "Okay, we could invite him for coffee, maybe some pie. Great place right around the corner. Amazing eclairs. Oh, and they're open all night." He points excitedly the opposite direction as I couldn't help but laugh. "How are you so calm about this? I'd rather not fight him here or at all. I just don't know how to lure him away." I glance as the hunter calls out again. Not one person has even opened a window to tell him to shut up yet. That concerns me, that no one notices a crazy man ranting this close to the dorms." Eric motions his hands up towards his shoulders as he shrugs. "Okay, Ashley, how do you usually handle situations like this?" I look down, shaking my head. "Oh, I usually make a call and someone else handles it." Eric gives me an impressed look. "Vampire mob. I like it. Unfortunately, Miss Ashley, you see, this is the real world. That man wants to cause you serious physical harm. You were trained, yes?" I take in a breath, nodding my head as I watch and listen to the hunter taunting. I glance over at Eric, smirking at his previous comment. "I'm not part of any vampire mob. I am, well, I guess I have been a bit pampered. Okay, I was taught to defend myself only if necessary. We refer everything else to the proper authorities. Supernatural law. Eric smiles. Law-abiding citizens. Very noble. Well, make your call, then we can go for coffee and eclairs. I shouldn't have mentioned it, now I'm starved. He motions his hands out and shrugs his shoulders. So casual. I roll my eyes at him, half smiling. I appreciate the invitation. However, he's potentially blowing our cover right now. I've tried very hard to remain low-key, and I plan to stay that way through graduation at least. Eric leans over the wall as I do, taking a look at the hunter, who'd stopped pacing and appears to be kind of panicked as he's just looking around for a sign of anything. And he'd finally gone quiet, thank God. Eric was able to whisper, I can help you chase him off and we'll figure it out from there. What if there are others? I whisper back. That's when it hit me. When I was hiding in the parking lot, I detected a hint of desperation in his voice. The question is, why is he desperate and what does that have to do with me? Is he like on a quota or what? Looking up at Eric. I got it. We get him out of here. We'll ask him what he wants with me. I sensed weakness in his voice earlier. He's older and may be willing to compromise. Eric throws me down, folding himself over me as something hit the wall, making a blinding flash, sending shards of crumbling brick and dust over us. The hunter must have heard us talking, and now he's shooting at us. Awesome. Eric whispers in my ear. That's a high-powered UV weapon, in case you weren't aware. We still on for that coffee? Now would probably be a good time. Somehow I managed to flip over onto my back as he was still covering me. I met his eyes with a furrowed brow. But we can go into the sun. What would that even be for? Another blast hits the wall, sending debris flying as Eric wraps himself around me. I tuck into a ball under him, covering my eyes from the light of the little explosive burst. When the debris stopped falling, Eric jerked me up to my feet. I'll explain on the way. It's either kill or be killed. You don't want to kill? I'd prefer not to get killed, okay? He takes off into a full run, dragging me by the hand, leaping from one rooftop, somehow landing at that very top parking lot. Come out! Come out! I heard you! The hunter screamed as Eric and I ran into the night. Eric seemed to have a direction and was running at warp speed, never looking back or releasing my hand. God, I felt like some sick windsock being drug in his hand as he ran. I'm not even sure if my feet ever hit the ground. He was so fast.